So apparently we're live now. The light's on, but it's not actually showing on YouTube. So I'm just going to YouTube and see what we've actually got there. Why is it showing stuff from a bit ago? So I'm hoping we're live. I've had a lot of messing about trying to get the software to work. But I'm going to continue doing the swatches on this, and hopefully, if anybody joins, the platform will actually start working. But for now, I'm just going to continue. Nope, still not letting me see the chat. Right, hopefully, if somebody comes on, I can see it in the YouTube chat room. But for now, we're just going to continue with the rest. Where's the camera not recording? There we go. Okay, so in the last stream we got up to 223. And we're just going to continue find the colour. The numbers are quite small on these pencils. It's the only thing I'm really not keen on. 2, 2, 3. I think that's it. Yep. So this is deep red. Actually, the German word there, I think it probably means terracotta. So I think that's the actual colour. And something I'm noticing with these pencils as I'm sort of doing it is the sharpness of them are not actually that great. Really, I like them really, really sharp so that it gets into all those hills and valleys and makes it easier to use. All I'm doing for now is just filling in these boxes, and then I hope that somebody comes on the chat at some point just so I can see it's working. As somebody mentioned in my last feed, I was doing these quite nice, like for swatches, but I think she might have spoke too soon because my efforts have gone into trying to sort out this software program, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do these swatches, but at least thought if at least get half an hour on the streaming, maybe if some people drop in and chat, then I can continue a bit longer. So currently here in the UK, which is where I'm from, is 1:15 in the morning. And like I said, I've been trying to sort this software system out pretty much all day. Ended up using a different different platform earlier, just so that I could actually start a live. But I really don't know if this is actually working because I'm not getting no comments or chats yet. So all I'm going to do is just continue filling in these swatches. And the reason why I do these is because you can see how much saturation you can actually build up. The more pressure you put on towards the end, the more colour that comes out. I'm just wondering whether I should log in on my other YouTube account just to see if it's actually picking up what I'm doing. My hands are getting really tired. It's not far off bedtime, but with the house being quiet at the minute because both kids are in bed, I thought it might be a good time to jump on because I know my American friends, it's a bit earlier in the day for them. So don't feel like I've pressed down enough on that one. Either that or it's just not a saturated colour. So press a bit harder. There we go. So this is pretty much burnishing the pencil onto the paper. And the reason why I'm trying to do this rather than just scribbling it just to get the colour is because I actually use the pencils very similar to this. They work in very small circles, and I want to see what I'm actually dealing with from the swatches. Yeah, it still says 0 people even looking. There's no viewers. I know this wasn't a planned recording, so that's probably down to why nobody's on. But I just want to, while nobody's on, I'm just going to nip onto my other account and see if I can actually see. Yeah, this is me, I'm on. While nobody's on, I'm just going to nip onto my other account and see if I can actually. So I'm actually on there, but I'm just going to send a message to myself and see if it comes up. Yeah, okay. So at least I know the chat's working. So when people do hop in and out, I'll be able to see if there's any chat going on. I will be able to see it with you, so I can be able to talk to you. Fingers crossed. The issue that I've got is when I don't have time to actually plan. I sort of have to. I mean, I know this is going to happen with future videos, but I'm going to have to do lives as and when I'm able to do them rather than having actual scheduled. Because I think that was my problem really waiting to actually do some lives is that I needed everything to be right for me to do it, and not get disturbed. And it seems the only time I can do that is either when the kids are at college or the kids are in bed, which is where they are at currently. So this is a little tip that I do with the coloured pencils or any pencils really, is as you're filling in the area that you're filling, you need to have a really sharp point to be able to get into all them dips. Otherwise, what you do is end up burnishing it, which is basically what I'm doing at the end, which is basically you're pressing or you're putting a lot of pressure on the pencil to give you the full saturation. Where if you've got a very sharp point, then you know it's right. It's going to go into all those dips and hills and valleys, and you get more saturation that way. And that's why coloured pencils you have to sort of layer. So as you're layering, yeah, my hands are definitely not awake at this time of night. But I did want to try and do the live stream again with OBS and not have a complete failure for today. So we're pressing really hard towards the bottom and then slowly going up so it's more sparse. So it's just touching like the top of the hills in the box. And sorry, on the paper. So that was 217. We're now on 225. Where's the number gone? That's 223. We've already done that one. Did I put it back in the wrong place then? 223, 225, that's it. So 223. Sorry about this, but if I don't put it in order, I know I'll not do it right. 217 is what I've just done, which is that one. So I just noticed a couple of spaces near the bottom. Yeah, that's the right colour. So we're now on to dark red, this is called. These pencils, I know because I've used them myself in the past. I do have a small set, so I think it's a set of 12, and I've really mainly used them for detail. What you find with this kind of pencil is that it's really hard. So it's really good for getting. That's why I like it really sharp, because when you do them sharp, you can get really fine detail with these because they don't they're not soft to put down like the Prismacolors. They're quite soft to lay down. This is more, more of a harder pencil. So this is how you'd actually build up your layering on when you're doing an image or a portrait or whatever it is that you're drawing. So you'd put your first layer down and then you'd go back over it again to get another layer. And if you work in very small circles and build them layers up, what happens is you don't actually burnish them until it's completely finished, and that's what your colourless blender's for. Because what that basically does is pushes all the pigment that's on the surface into the dips, and where you see all these like white bits here, that's basically where the paper's going inwards, exaggerated but inwards, so you get that dip. And as I'm doing this, what I'm doing is, you'll probably notice I'm turning my pencil as we go. Because what happens, it starts getting sharp on one side, especially with these harder pencils. It starts getting harder on one side, and by the time you've actually done it, so it's really sharp and pointy, you then end up with lines on your actual piece that you're working on. Okay, so down here, I'm just going to start putting as much pressure as I can on the pencil, just so we can build some of that saturation up. I think what I might do is when I finish these swatches, I'm gonna go on half of this, so like down the middle of these, and show what it actually looks like when you put white over the top of them, because that's one way of actually blending these colours. Is actually using a white pencil. So that's one way you can do it. There is many other ways. You have solvents that you can use. You can have the burnishing sticks or the card colourless blenders. So we're on 142. Yeah, 142, and this one is called, probably uses Madder. That's a weird name for a colour, Madder. I wonder what that means. A lot of people don't realise how much time actually goes into doing a coloured pencil drawing, because it include you basically using a very fine point. So if you've got to think how many circles or passes do you need to do just to fill in those particular areas, and I think that's why coloured pencil art is should be more expensive than others. I know a lot goes into painting as well, but you're working with a bigger surface area with painting because you're using a paintbrush of different sizes, Colour pencils are generally the same at the end. You know, you've got a very sharp point. Even if you do it whilst it's dull, you're still getting a smaller surface area than you would with a paintbrush or pads or anything else that you'd use to apply your colour with. But especially coloured pencil, you're having to mix different layers together or just use the same colour and build up that layer. Them are the type of things that take time. So a lighter at the bottom and we're going to go a lot darker. So a lighter at the top and then we're going to go a lot lighter. Darker. I'll get there eventually. We'll do it a lot darker at the bottom. That's why I like it. So that it graduates up to a very fine, very light colour in the same pencil. Yeah, Andy. Sorry, I've just seen your message. Yeah, the kids went to bed earlier, and I thought there's less chance of me doing a live during the day because I keep getting phone calls and stuff. So I thought I'd try this OBS again, and it seems to be working, especially now you've joined because at least I know it's on. What time are you on tonight? Because I've not been getting notifications for some reason. I come to get in the shower earlier today, and the boiler had malfunctioned and turned itself off, so the house has been freezing today. And I've not been able to shower, so I'll be grabbing one in the morning. The landlord kindly come over earlier and sorted it out, so at least I've got some heating. Okay, I have a stream scheduled in 30 minutes. Well, I'll probably come on tonight because I'm not planning to spend a long time doing this tonight. I just wanted to get, whilst it was still sort of fresh in my mind of doing the actual streaming, um, I thought I might check in on the OBS one again. I've got to say the StreamYard one's a lot easier to use. So do you just press go live on like YouTube and just record it straight from your phone? Is that how you normally do it, Andy? What? Or Streamlabs? I'm presuming that's similar to StreamYard. I've not checked Streamlabs out on the phone app. Okay. I might actually do that for a vertical live one day. Um, I know a lot of people prefer lives on the phones because they've just got them there in the pocket. What are you making on your channel tonight? Normally something quite interesting. Just glad I've got all the stress of the kid's 18th birthday out of the way. Makes it difficult, more, double difficult because the twins trying to get them to agree on something that they actually wanted to do for the birthday and then ended up booking it last minute. But they had a good time. I can't wait to get to these blues and purples. think I'm a bit more chatty during the day. I don't know if it's just because how late it is here. It's 1:30 in the morning here, but I know my American friends or other people in different countries will pick this up in their own time. So I just thought of doing two different. Oh, got a bit dark there. Just thought of doing this stream. I know it's two in one day, but I really wanted to give the software a chance because it didn't work earlier. 127. This is pink Carmen. Oh, just noticed something. On these ones, I've managed to get red on my hand and it's moved over to these. I'm sure I've never had any problems with these colours smearing with the smaller packs that I've got. So what are you making tonight on your channel? Is it a work in progress or is it something new? Thank you, lovely. Appreciated that you're saying I'm doing good. Still a bit nervous, but I'm trying to just treat it like when I do a normal video. Just adding the comments in at the same time, and it's the only extra really. I've just not got the option to do any editing to it afterwards. Like, it's already up there and it's on your channel, I suppose. Mini voodoo dolls. Oh, few people that I could think of and need a voodoo doll for. I'm surprised I actually said that and it come out of my mouth proper. See, can't talk now. Is it for a particular person or is it just something that you're making and might think of somebody to use it on? They're quite creepy, voodoo dolls. I can't believe the difference in time from what I'm actually doing to what's actually showing on the screen. I thought it was quite sort of instant of what you're actually doing is actually on the screen, but I think there's a few seconds, or probably about 5 second delay. No, my Oddity show next month. Oddity show. Sounds interesting. You'll have to explain more when I come on later for yours. The name suggests it's like an event that goes on and lots of odd things going on, odd sales of different items. Am I on the right track or is that not what it is? Oh, God, I was right. Yeah, it sounds like something I'd enjoy. It's a bit boring being normal. None of our family are normal. We're all a bit odd or weird. I just think that's character, though. People call you weird because you're not the norm. You're not the regular person, which I think's great. It'd be a pretty boring world if we was all the same people. Yep, exactly. So do you sell a lot of things on them shows, or is it more of a somewhere that you'd go on the event, or should I say it like, are you going there as as a salesperson, or do you go there as a visitor as well? think this colour I might actually use underneath skin tone. Vend, that's the word I was thinking of. You vend, yeah. We do. I don't know if they have these type of things in America. It's America, I think you said you're from. I remembered your name at least. Go on, give me credit. Um, but in the UK we have something called car boot sales. So it's like a market, but you sell stuff out of your own vehicle. They're quite fun to do. It's not like an oddity show. It's just basically selling second-hand items and buying second-hand items, things like that. Like a stall, but out of your car boot. Or I think you call them trunks in America. I don't think car trunk sale has the same ring. So I don't know if you have something similar. That's Rose Carmine. Oh, Rose Carmine. 128. Hey, we've got the right one. This is a very Barbie colour. Yep, I've done quite well in remembering where you're from. I'm really bad with names. I mean, obviously, I've come on your lives quite a bit. Um, but when I've not got regular contact, I keep calling them by their channel name, and I feel a bit like I'm not talking to them personally, and it's just because I have introduced themselves and I've just completely forgot what they're called. Especially the amount of people that come in and out of the tuber chat channel. Jeez, that was a mouthful. I'm just glad that next to their channel names, they generally have at least their first name. So when I'm speaking to them in chat, I can sort of say yay to such a person rather than the actual channel name. Yeah, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and for some reason it's making noises. I've actually put a sign on my bedroom door. I do all the filming in my bedroom. I've actually put a video up of that, of where I actually do the YouTube channel filming. But it's in my bedroom, so I've made a sign for the door saying urgent, not urgent. Do not disturb unless it's urgent. So the kids know not to knock on the door now while I'm filming, because I think that was one of my problems, is that I constantly get interrupted all the time, especially during the day, phone calls and whatever. Um, so I was always bothered about, getting messages or the kids asking me to pick them up, general life, and being halfway through a streaming session and having to finish abruptly. And I can't do it while the kids are home from college because my son struggles with not having my attention. So he'll constantly mither me whilst I'm recording. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Doing alright here. I'm actually getting the right colours out of the box and I'm matching up onto the ones with the paper. It's not like me to do something first time and it actually works out. It takes me several attempts to do anything these days. I'm sure babies melt your brain because I've never been the same since they had the kids. I think somebody's got a voodoo doll on me. So this is the kind of thing I was talking about, this little line here. It's basically because the lead on the pencils got sharp on one side. which is why I twist it around as I'm actually filling in the space. Because if you just, like I said, carry on one side like this, it wears down on one side, and then you can't make soft marks. No, what was the no for? Sorry. Yeah, you don't want to get them little marks when you're actually doing something like a portrait or something like that. So it's always good practice to keep turning your pencil as you're doing them. I know you've probably not got that much interest in the actual video that I'm doing now, but I'm going to break it down into things that I say throughout the filming. So I can do like a short clip. Getting ready to go live in 15 minutes, so setting up stuff. Yeah, love, I'll see you later on yours. I'm probably going to be another 20 to 30 minutes just getting this down on paper, so I'm recording it at the same time. So I want to start using these pencils on actual projects. Um, I had a big session with the cricket last week, so I want to try and get some coloured pencils working. Thanks for dropping in, Andy. Really appreciate it. I'll see you later. So if there's anybody else in, if you want to send me a chat and we can have a bit of a chat together. I think Crafty Witch just looks like my number one fan at the minute because that's all her name in the chat. Thank you for your support, Hannah. I'll see you later. So that one was Fuchsia, or Fuchsia, yeah, Fuchsia, Fuchsia. Next we have Magenta. Um, I really struggle with this gold writing, especially when you've got like a proper light overhead. 133, yeah, that's the right colour. We're getting up to the more favourite colours. Oh, good. I'm glad you're in the background. Can't believe how cold it got earlier. Like I said, the boiler's been off today. I had to phone the landlord out because it had gone off and I just couldn't get it working again. So the house was absolutely freezing today. I was actually walking around with a snuddy. I'm not sure what you call them. Snuggies, I think they're called. It's like a Sherpa lined, oversized blanket with a hood. If that makes sense. And arms, sleeves. Really comfy and toasty, but it was freezing cold in the house. So it was nice and toasty underneath that. But on the top, underneath it, all you could see is my nose, which was really cold. I've just sort of warmed up from it being off. When the heating's off in this house, because it's a combi boiler, it sends all the hot water off as well. And our shower is run off the main water feed, not off like an electric shower itself. So once the heating went off, obviously the shower went off as well. So having two teenagers in the house, you need hot water. I'm just glad that the landlord was able to come out and get it sorted. So I'm super grateful for that today. Not grateful for it actually breaking and not working. I think the water pressure went down or something like that. But we managed to get it back on, so it's nice and toasty in the house again. '70. I don't know what that is in my language, '70. '70. I'm just Googling it. 70 degrees. Oh, 21. That's quite warm. I think we got about 15 at the most. Probably not even that. What is it at the minute? It's 3 degrees C here. Not sure what that is over in your country. 3 degrees in Fahrenheit. 37.4 Fahrenheit here at the minute. Absolutely freezing it's been today. And the house we're in is mainly either tiled or wood flooring. And we don't have wallpaper on the walls or curtains. We have blinds throughout, so it does get quite chilly quite quick. It's nice in the summer because you could come in and get cool, but in the winter it does get quite cold. This one, quite like this one. This is Magenta Hell. Oh, that's the German name for it. Light Magenta 119. So we're still on the right track. It's getting the colours for. I thought I was going to end up messing up and having the colours in the wrong order when I printed this out. But it looks like I've not done too bad a job at the minute. Anyway, we'll have a look as we go through it. I'm just glad I've put the pencils on my desk flat because if there was in the place where I normally keep them, which just to my right, I have like a stack of drawers, or small drawers, like filing drawers, and I normally rest them on there, but I just know that they'd fall off. When I was doing the live earlier, when I first tried it out, I dropped 3 things off my desk within about 30 seconds. Everything fell off my desk. So if these pencils fall off the desk, they'll all be out of order. So I'm just glad I've been able to put them somewhere flat. I can't believe how warm it was in America. We just get freezing cold most of the time. We're lucky if we get a summer. So it's really weird. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about climate change and everything. And you don't think it's ever going to affect you, but it was never this cold when I was a kid. I don't know if it was because I was a kid and you just feel the cold more as you get older. But we used to have really nice summers, and I don't feel like we've had a decent summer here for, God, years and years. I mean, even like when we was in lockdown and COVID and we was allowed to go out to local parks, um, I remember it being sort of middle of the summer and it was still really cold. I think we got like 2 weeks of sunshine last year, like days with a decent amount of sunshine for you to enjoy, sitting out in the garden or whatever. Talking about small talk, talking about the weather, it's always something people generally talk about. So we're just building up those layers as we go along. I am working in tiny, tiny circles. You probably can't see that on camera, but I am working in sort of tiny circles. At the top, I did try and do it sort of linear, but as the colours building up, I'm finding quite a lot of places I'm missing the colouring, and I'm used to actually doing these mini circles which doesn't go great in a box, but I just need to fill it in at the side whilst I'm doing it. And I do this basically so that when I come to do portraits or general drawings, I know exactly what pencil does what, how much pencil colour I can actually get on there when it's been saturated, like when I'm doing it down here at the bottom. And then you're able to actually put this colour up against whatever project you're doing. Because a lot of people don't use these just for professional drawing. They use them for adult colouring books and things like that. You might not need a set as big as this. You can get away with like 12 or whatever. Yeah, you always throw things off your desk. I think they've got a mind of their own. They just jump all over the place, don't they? I sat down thinking, yeah, everything's great. Next minute, I've got all my folders falling off, all my Cricut vinyl coming out of the back of the drawer, and something else, I can't remember what it was. Something else fell off. It's like suicidal items. They just decide to jump towards the floor. Throat's getting dry, just having a quick drink. Got to keep hydrated. That's better. Don't feel as croaky now. I was playing some of the footage back of some of the filming that I did a couple of years ago. My voice sounds like really old, and all I could put it down to is my iron levels was really really low, and I had to have infusions of iron. But prior to the iron infusions, I used to get exhausted. I mean, I get exhausted with the fibromyalgia anyway, and the ME. But when you've not got iron, sufficient iron, it makes a massive difference. It really did sort of perk me up. Quite like this one for flowers. I think it'd look quite nice. But we get a really nice saturation from that one. I know it's a pale colour, but even though it's pale, it's still quite saturated. What is that colour? Pink Madder Lake. Pink Madder Lake. Just realised I've got all pencils under my fingers. Not good. As I've been getting them out of here, sort of got it under a nail. Don't look like anybody's going to be joining me other than Andy today. Or tonight, I should say. It's not a problem. I know some people have already watched the replay of the live I did earlier today. And I think with this being my first day doing live streaming, if I got an influx of people in the chat, I think I'd end up panicking and not able to do too much chatting. Okay, and yeah, okay, lovely. I'll see you later. Thanks for dropping in, I appreciate it. I think I'm just going to go to the end of this sheet and then I'm going to be going off. So if anybody is hanging out in the chat, if you want to chat to me, now's your time. Good thing about doing these sort of small circles as well, if you come to layer a different colour on the top of it, it actually merges a lot better than if you was to do lines, because you're likely to hit similar lines where these little circles are a bit more random. So it covers more area in a different direction if you did it all in one direction, like a line. It's not as easy to blend the colours together. So I'm just going to go in a little bit harder again. Let's see how much colour we can actually get out of this one, because it's really nice. Middle purple pink. They come up with some strange names. So yeah, in future videos I'm going to be doing like comparisons of different coloured pencils, putting them to test which ones are smoother, which ones are better for what type of drawing or what type of colouring. My line is basically doing graphite work. That's what I've done a lot more work in. But I really wanted to get into more colour. I've done some coloured pencil, but I wanted to get more into it. Not just for doing like portraits and things. The reason why I got this box set is because I want to do a lot of other types of art with them as well as just traditional drawings. I do enjoy doing portraits because when the people see themselves in the picture, it's like, wow, or something like that. And it took me a long time to sort of go, do you know what? They actually liked it. And sort of self doubt was always there of whether I've done a good enough job or if I'm going to offend them or if I've drawn the nose too big or the eyes too small or whatever it is. But up to now I've had really good reactions. I'm wondering whether to post some of them better work. I've got some pictures on Instagram, but they was from when I very first started art. And I have improved. I won't say a lot, but enough to definitely see a difference in art. So that's pink middle purple pink. So we're now going on to crimson. That's a bit more of an easier thing to say. My hands. Checking the number. It's gone missing 135. What's 135? That's not the right colour. So where's 135? I knew this was going to happen. 134. So where's 135 from? 135. I'm sure I did them so they would. 135 is right over here, so I don't understand how that one's ended up on the top tray. At least I know where it is when I come to use it. Light red violet, yeah. Wonder why it's there. I know it is with the purples and pinks, but it's not on my sheet that way. I'm sure I copied everyone from the box. So anyway, this one's 134. This is called Crimson. And we get into the colours that I generally like soon. My favourite colour used to be purple, all shades of different purples. But more recently, especially clothing, the main colour that I generally go for are like really vibrant blues, probably more vibrant than that. Yeah, we're talking more. Maybe this one that I really like wearing. What colour is that? Right, there you go. Pencil's just dropped off my table. 1 minute. I didn't print that bang my head. Did you hear the bump? Oh god. Oh, that's the pencil. It's probably snapped to the side now because I've dropped it on the floor. Dropped on the floor, bent down and banged my head. Let's just say that runs in the family because I'm not the only one in the family who does that a lot. And I know this person will watch this video at some point and will know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm gonna have a dent in my head. I'm glad the pencil didn't break. It's good that there was no viewers at that point. So hoping now I've got OBS working. Don't want scratcher. Yeah, these pencils are quite scratcher in nature, but the reason why I like these pencils is for the complete fine detailing that you need. Because your Prismacolors, Caran d'Ache, them type of pencils are a lot softer, a lot more easy to blend, things like that. But if you want to go in and get some really strong, harsh lines, these are fantastic for that. For things like putting full detail into the eyebrows, um, that type of dealing is a lot dealing. Detailing is a lot easier with these types of pencils. Well, let's see what saturation we can get out of this colour. It's doing pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, I quite like that colour. I won't say it's my favourite yet, but it's a nice colour. I think this colour and this colour would go really nice together. Imagine blending this into that, so like the pink up next to it. And that's a good thing about doing these cards. When you're looking at actual pencils, you can't really see what you can see the colour, but you can't have a feel for what the colour looks like on the paper. And that's why I like doing these swatches. It's just a lot easier to look back on a swatch rather than try and find the perfect colour that you're looking for. So 135. That's still that other one, isn't it, that we couldn't find. I'll leave that one on the top for now. 135. There should be 160. Yep, 160. And this is manganese violet. So as you notice when I'm filling in longer areas, the pencil's on the side because I don't want to get into them hills and valleys as yet because I want to keep the shading quite light, and then I go over the top of it with more layers and then burnish it towards the end so I know how deep the saturation can go. They do seem quite pigmented, these. We are getting some really strong bold colours, but at the same time you can make them quite soft. I think I've worked with these where I use like Zest It, which is easily bought in most art shops. I know you can get it online as well. I'm not sure about in America. Obviously, I don't know what they have, but in the UK, you can get this stuff off Amazon. In fact, I'll put a link to it in my description after I finish the live. It's like something that you'd normally use chemicals for. I'm trying to remember the name. Like not white spirit, but that type of thing where what you use your blending for. Um, the Zest It isn't chemical based as such. It's got more, I think it's lemon and something else that makes it able to blend these colours together. Right, going in with the burnishing. See how deep we can get this. That's pretty deep. Yeah, they're definitely really good pigments in these pencils. Like I said, they do feel quite scratchy, but I think that's just the nature of these Faber Castell Polychromos pencils. Right, I'm going to do two more and then I'm going to end the live stream because I'm not actually getting anybody on to chat. 160, that's exactly the same one that I've just pulled out. I'm not going to get to the blues tonight by the looks of it. So this one is 138, and yeah, that's what we've got, and it's called Violet. I'm thinking these type of videos, I'm going to do some ASMR recordings because I know people like hearing these type of noises, so I'm going to be removing my voice from some of these videos and then doing like a compilation of them types of sounds. So if that interests you at all, that will be coming out in a future video. I'm not sure when yet. Something that I'm going to have to just put together when I've got time. It'll be like the white noise that you, not white noise, brown noise it's called. Never even heard of brown noise before my daughter said it. Let's see how saturated you are. So we're just keeping this live very basic for my sake. It's my first live, so I wanted to do something really simple, but something that I need to do. I generally do this with all my products that I buy. I test them out and just see what they're like. The swatches are always good to refer back to once you actually started. Um, your coloured pencil piece, and you can see different colours next to each other. What I have done in the past as well is actually chop these up so I can actually have individual cards, and that way I can put them next to each other. I mean, on the paper you could sort of line up that one with that one and see where it's like. If you've got one, say, up here and you want to see something down at the bottom and them two together, you don't get a proper idea of what they look like until the next to each other. Sometimes it's actually better to cut these out. It just depends on how you want to keep your swatches. I like keeping them in a little folder of different coloured pencils or different paints. Paints I generally do on a canvas board because it's what I'm going to be painting on anyway, so there's not much point in painting on a surface that I'm not likely to paint on. So this is the first live stream, sort of, as I tried it earlier, and the software wasn't working properly. I managed to do it through a different software, and that's what was posted on YouTube earlier when I first started this. But in this particular live, we have 12 views. 12, they just scrolled that past by. But if you are hanging out in the background and you want to have a chat, or you want to ask something, you want to get involved in any way, send me a message. If you don't fancy chatting, at least send me a like and a subscribe. That'd be really good. Trying to build up my channel, like everybody else is on YouTube. Trying to build up the channels and trying to get them subscribers and watch hours. So if any of this kind of stuff interests you, I do all sorts on my channel, to be honest. There's things in there, me doing my cricket machines. There's going to be more stuff coming out on that very soon. I do unboxings of different products. So if you're in the channel now and you're sat in the background, check out the channel, have a look at the playlist or have a look at the content and just see if there's anything there of interest. My hands are getting tired now anyway, so I'm glad I'm the last box of this page. I will finish this on another live, possibly tomorrow, but it'll be in the afternoon in the UK, so I'm not sure what time that is in your time. Probably around, I don't know, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. It all depends on what happens in life. That's why I've just gone live without actually announcing it, because I'm never sure whether I can actually do a live stream, and I don't like the idea of putting that out that I'm going to be doing a live and then something comes up and I'm not able to do the live. It's unfair to my viewers. And if it was somebody that I was following and was generally and genuinely interested in their content, and you look forward to a particular video or a particular YouTuber, and then they don't post what they said they was going to post, it could be quite disappointing. So I don't really want to go down that route at the minute until I know exactly when I can actually come on and do a live. Fortunately today we've not been that busy, so with the kids being out of the house, college this afternoon, I was able to get on earlier, and now they're in bed, I'm able to get on now. Okay, and I know it's repetitive and it might not be that interesting to a lot of people, but even that just looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I really like how vibrant these colours are. Like I said, we've started dark and sort of burnishing it, going to a lighter colour, or a lighter shade of that colour. I think that looks pretty good. It's definitely something I'll refer back to. So what I've done is printed it on both sides, and then that one is on both sides, that way and that way. So that's the two, 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 pages. So if I was able to get that done, how long have I been on? Oh, it doesn't say. Anyway, but for how long it's been on and how long it took on the last one, now I'm actually getting into the swing of doing the motion again. I should be able to get through to the next one on the next live pretty quick. Hoping to finish it in one more live stream so I can start doing something else. But pencil drawing, so the pencil swatching is always a good thing to try, and I need to figure out why this has jumped out and not gone back in the right place. 135. Check where that's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be next to red, violet, and salmon, which I think is going to be. These look good. These look like they're like portrait kind of colours. I'm not really sure what I've done with this pencil or why it's not in the right place, but I'll figure it out off camera, and I'll figure out where we're actually supposed to be with that one. I'll find a home for it and put it in the right place, and then we'll test all these out. I'm looking forward to getting to these silver and gold and bronze colours towards the end. So that's something to look forward to for these. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you, Andy, for sending plenty of chats my way to make sure it's actually working. Really appreciate anybody that pops in and rewatches the live. If you can remember to hit that thumbs up on your way out and share the video so other people can subscribe, I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, that's everything for now, guys. I will see you soon on the next video. Bye!